What do you think the significance of that moment was, of having all of the drivers push your car out to the front? All of the drivers go like, "No, we stand with Bubba," because they know how tumultuous it means. Like, you cried, and I think a lot of people felt that moment. Why did you think that was such an important image for people to see?
Yeah, no, that was powerful right there. From the moment I was being pushed down pit lane there, I was bawling, gathered my thoughts, got out, turned around and seen all the drivers there, started bawling again, and took a selfie there. And just, I wanted to capture that moment because that will be one that will stick with me for forever. It shows that we can let down that side and be human beings, like we talked about earlier, and show love and compassion for our fellow competitors, our brothers and our sisters, to come together as one. So
Right.
that was an incredible moment. So
Were you
it was definitely tough to kind of comprehend all that and then climb in and go race.
tell me, were you relieved when the FBI came out with their report? Because this happened to Bubba Wallace. I mean, you were the story. How did you feel about this? Like, were you relieved? What was your emotion?
When I had first heard about it, Trevor, I wanted to make sure that this wasn't going to be the case because I knew the backlash that would come with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had questioned my crew chief. I had questioned my crew member who was African American who had found it and who was outraged by it. I talked to him multiple times. He had checked throughout the garages that were around us, and nobody had a knot like we had on our garage pool in the shape of a noose, a full blatant noose.
So this is not like a regular. This is not like a NASCAR style of tying a knot. It's not like it was on all the other garages.
No, this was there, and it could have been there in 2019, which is that's great. It wasn't directed towards me. So to answer your question, I was relieved, but I knew that this was gonna flip to the negative side,
Right.
and all of that side of everything was just gonna come flowing out because people say it's a hoax. Compare me to
Yeah.
Jeffrey, Smollett, like, I mean, just outrageous stuff. But we checked. My crew member David Crops checked each and every garage around us. Not one of them had anything close to resemble what we had. So it was there, but it had been there. So when they found that evidence, that was good. It was like, okay, my family wasn't targeted. I wasn't targeted. Okay. But now there's a whole new realm that we have to deal with.
I know there are a lot of fans, that I try and read what people are saying and just try and get a sentiment. And I know there are some people, a lot of people support you, I'd say even most. But there's some fans who be like, Baba, I supported you and I never made it a black or white thing. Why did you have to bring any of these politics into NASCAR? What would you say to them?
I am not a political person at all. I try to avoid that at all costs. I walk straight and narrow down the path that I want to walk on. And it's crazy when everybody's all supportive when the president is at the Daytona 500 and it's all fine. That's all political to me. But when I bring in banning the Confederate flag and standing up for my African American side of my family, who a lot feel like they don't have a voice, and I'm carrying that weight. I'm carrying that flag for them, and so my pinned tweet is not something I am saying. I am going around saying I'm the African American driver. Yep, I'm the African American. I'm the black guy. It's simply saying you're going to hear about that from media, from other fans. That's how I'm going to be labeled. I've accepted it. You accept it. You embrace it and enjoy the journey. That's as simple as that. I've never once pulled the race card, as many people have accused me of pulling a race card. I I am looked at as an African American guy because the color of my skin. I am darker. I am not white. I am not black. I am mixed, and it's something that I've never once tried to bring in. I've always tried to bring in the competitive nature. Don't mess with me. I won't mess with you. Let's race our hearts out, and that's it. And now having a voice, having a platform, being vocal, standing up for what I believe is right, standing up for a race that feels defeated, that is afraid to speak out because they don't know what's going to happen. I'm not. I don't want to see my people go down like that. I want to stand up for them. I want to stand up with them, arm in arm, hand in hand, to show that, hey, I have a voice and I'm going to create change in my sport and my community, and I want you guys to be a part of it. And so there's a whole balancing act of emotions. You go through that side on Monday through Friday, and
Mm-hmm.
then or Monday through Saturday really, and then you climb in the car to go race. there's a light switch. If you've seen Richard Petty and us and myself right there before climbing in, he was touching the back of my head. He had said, this is where you get to turn off that switch and get to go have fun and get away from all the madness. So that's what it is.